G'day viewers, subscribers and those new to the channel. Gary here from Platform 1 MRC. Welcome to the June update. So what's been happening on the layout of late? Well, to be honest, only a little bit in the last couple of weeks since I've done my update. Last week and a half or so I've been knocked down with COVID, which has slowed me down a little bit, but it has given me a little bit more time here at home. Not so much in the garage. I've been sitting in the warmth of the house inside, doing some scratch building. And if you follow me on, any of those Facebook pages or even on the forum at Platform 1 MRC, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, some of those scratch builds will reflect what I've been doing over here behind me, and there is a new change. It's not a major change to the layout, but you'll probably remember this corner here. So that corner there will be changed, and been watching a lot of videos of late, from some of you people out there that I follow, and quite a few other new videos out there, and it goes back to that old mantra in model railways where less is more. So having said that, let's get to the other side of the layout and see what I've been working on. Okay, so here we are down on the end module, or the rear wall module. And as you can see, I've been getting into a bit of scratch building, as I mentioned. This building here is a representation of Trillo and Sons, which is on the corner of Northwest 62nd Street and Northwest 35th Avenue. Okay, it has been selectively compressed, but it shows it represents the building in a good way. Some of these features that you see here, you can pretty much recognise, even though they've been compressed a fair bit, like this building here at the front and the whole warehouse itself. It is a reasonable representation. Hey, look, I don't have another, 6 feet of siding here to actually build this in, so this is what we get. Now, one thing I do have to add to this after the building is done is a silo, which will sit about here. I'm just going to use this piece of 2-inch PVC pipe to give an idea where the silo will be, and that'll be for unloading some of the grains, air slide hoppers, etc. Now, you can see this building on the right here. Now, originally, if we look back at this photograph, you can see that I had the newer warehouse of Trillo and Sons that ran down along this siding all the way down to the end here. I've decided to predate the layout to, I'd say 2010. So I want to run between 2000 and 2010. So that warehouse on this side was not constructed at that stage, and you had the Grich International building there, which is located on the corner of Northwest 65th Street and Northwest 35th Avenue here in Gladeville. So we'll go up to the other end and we'll take a look. So here we are at the opposite end of the layout, looking back down through the corridor between the buildings. Now I'm going to throw up a photo of Grich International as a comparison for you. As you can see, I've taken some liberties there in selective compression, where I don't really have the length overall from here to here, although I have tried to capture the building in essence as much as possible. Now, this building is not rail served. If you jump onto Google Maps, actually I'll put this photo up that dates back to about 2011, and it will show you that this complete area through here is vacant, but this siding here and the siding to Trillo is there. So there we have it. One thing you may have noticed on that photograph is there is a roller door in the end of this building here, and this is a rather large open area there. Today there is a larger, taller Trillo building that stands about that high, that runs right down to 35th Avenue, or Northwest 35th Avenue. So that's where I am with these buildings. Behind me is where the changes are made. So let's turn the camera around and take a look at that. Okay, so this is where the changes will be happening on the corner module. Previously I had this building in through here, replicating what would have been Asami Foods and Vision Candles. Problem is, when I looked at the prototype photographs and I looked at the buildings, they are actually square buildings that face the track, and they step up the line like so with loading docks that come out to the track. Even though Vision Candles didn't really have a loading dock there, it had more of a flat ground area where they pumped out a tank car, so it must have been paraffin or something like that for the candle manufacturing. I found that the buildings weren't going to fit because the radius there on that piece of track was far too tight. So I've decided to rethink this section. I'm guessing you want to know what I'm going to do. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take this siding out altogether. That's out. And these temporary buildings. There we go. I have been pondering this area for a little bit of time, you know, especially while I've been home here with COVID. So what am I going to do? Well, the answer's been staring me right in the face. And I know down here at Trillo and Sons and Grich, right across the road is Bayrag. What I'm going to do is put in a crossing through here, over the joint in the baseboard there, between the two turnouts. Behind that, I'm going to put a model of Bayrag, which I've started scratch building already. So I'm a little bit ahead of the game here, but yeah, look, it's a decision I had to make. The reason I've chosen to do this is A, that radius is too tight, and B, it goes back to that old mantra, less is more. Do we need to pack our layouts out full of turnouts and sidings and, you know, different industries and all that? Or do we need more negative space to allow the trains to run through? When you look at the prototype photo, so I'm going to post up an aerial photograph now. You can see clearly on that aerial photograph that behind Bayrag over here, you've got that siding that runs up the back, which is actually disused siding. Now, I'm in two minds whether I keep the turnout over the other side there and run a siding down behind Bayrag, parallel to the existing siding in there now. Look, I think what I've created here is a much more open space, excuse me once again, and it's lightened up that whole feel of the layout through here. You know, it's reduced the amount of track work here. It's going to create some more greenery. I could even throw in a couple of palm trees in you know, in through the area near Bayrag, and that'll just break up the scene totally. So it'll carry that theme right through the layout anyway. So there you go. There's the changes made for the June update, and I'm going to carry on while I'm off scratch building these buildings. And what I will say is that I'm going to get all the buildings into this style of finish, you could say, where it's not completely super detailed, but it's getting there. Excuse me once again. I won't put any downpipes, conduits, gutters, other finer detail onto this building until I'm ready to do them all in one hit. That way I can get all the detailing. I'm not rummaging through the scratch building box through all the styrene looking for the parts. I can just sit down, plan a day, let's go through, detail all the buildings. Once that's done, they'll all individually get painted and weathered and then placed onto the layout. So there we go. Oh, one other thing too. I've been asked how to construct these buildings, and what I'm going to show you on the back of the Trillo building is how I go about it. Well, I've just lost a bit of styrene. I'm going to show you the floor first. So this area here is where there will be an open door. And what you can see there, that will have a detailed interior because that faces you. The rest of the building, as you can see, has all been heavily gusseted on the inside and through the corners for all these support walls. That is imperative. If you don't do that, you'll end up with roofs sagging, walls buckling. You've just got to try and keep this thing solid. Now, 3mm hardboard isn't too bad a material to work in. Some people say, no, go down the styrene route. Go down a plywood route, whatever. But no, I'm sticking with the cardboard. It's easy to cut, it's easily attainable. And with the use of CA, you can go through, you can glue your styrenes in and what have you. So that's where I'm at with this building. And I will do a video on scratch building. We'll start from the initial design, the plan, scaling it back to suit the area, right through to cutting out the card, securing it, putting it together to a we'll say a semi-finished state, just to get the you modelers out there on the roll, so you guys can scratch build out a card. Anyway, folks, there's your lot for this month of June. I'll be back soon, hopefully, and hopefully by the time I'm back, I would have kicked this COVID, and that'll be long gone, and I won't be coughing through these videos like I have been. So I really apologise for that. You know what I'm going to say next. Take care, stay safe, and keep on modelling. Cheers, Gary.